Do you love yourself enough to change? Because through your actions, you prove to yourself that you don't fucking love yourself enough to make a move to actually be better in life. So while you neglect the responsibility of changing who you are to be a better individual for yourself, remember that that's going to get you labeled inferior, and really you're just a bitch. So understand that you only have one life and you only have one opportunity to change. And all these pussies that always neglect the responsibility to look in the mirror and realize that they're a bitch, you can either understand that you have the one opportunity to change right now in the present moment, or you can go to sleep and wake up that bitch in the mirror. So again, you only live once. Are you going to make the opportunity and take the opportunity to make the individual that you're supposed to be and mold yourself into that ideal self? Or are you going to remain whatever the fuck that bitch in the mirror is? So when chaos presents an opportunity for growth, instead of distracting, retracting, and subtracting yourself from looking at it and then molding it into what it's supposed to be, which is an opportunity for growth. Instead of looking at it as a hindrance and being complacent and stagnating in what's destroying you, why didn't you look at it as an opportunity to take form into something that would have overcame what is destroying you? Instead of letting circumstance, instead of letting people, instead of leaving something as a fixed standard in your life, why couldn't you form into the individual to overcome that fixed standard and grow as a human in life, to maximize yourself and to expand beyond the capacity which that fixed standard was limiting you to? So you have to understand that every time you react, every time you distract, every time you retract, you are making the choice to stay in the same position. And when you only live once, to stay in the same position is a sign of horrendous submission. And if you are a man and you're submitting to failure, then you're a bitch. So don't submit to failure and make a choice to actually level up and to grow and to expand your roots through pushing through the dirt and to expand beyond that little comfort zone that your pussy self is neglecting to expand beyond, because you're so fucking comfortable being a low-level bitch that you forgot that you actually had to make moves on the chessboard to get into a different position. So while you expect somebody to give you something, while you expect somebody to take you out of that position that you chose to be in by not choosing to not be in that position, by taking action towards getting out of that position, while you make the choice, the active choice, because to not make a choice is to make a choice, and that choice that you did not make and the choice you did make is really just going to label you inferior. So while you expect everyone to do certain things and to, build the steps for you and then to hold your hand while you walk up them, is to really just show who you are deep within, which is a little fucking coward that couldn't even look at life and then actually be erect with his spine and to turn it into a metal pole as he looks life with a straightforward, straight postured back. And his success is inevitability because his ability to transcend mere circumstance and to actually grow beyond the circumferences that are placed onto him by the external world, by the people in the external world, to actually look at himself in the mirror and see the transcendent that he is, and to view every aspect of himself through the actions that he takes. Pure nobility, to build that character who could take steps in the direction to becoming the individual he admires, instead of remaining that inferior example of what not to be that always relays his and delays his own development and then remains inferior while nothing transpired. So you really have to take this message and ferment it in the depth of your mind, because the more you neglect the responsibility of actually fixing what the fuck you are, which is a bitch, fat ass piece of shit, addicted, out of shape, inferior fucking hominid who can't even look in the mirror and peep that he's a fucking bitch and everyone notices that. If you can't look in the mirror and be like, fuck dude, I'm a bitch, I need to fix this shit right now, then you're gonna die that shit and no one's gonna give a fuck. Because if you don't give a fuck about yourself, then no one should give a fuck about you. And if you don't give a fuck about yourself, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be like, you have no purpose to live. Why are you living? It's like, it's that simple. You love yourself enough to change, or you hate yourself enough to remain the same. But everything you do is a reflection of you. So you should probably, start maximizing yourself in every metric of existence instead of being the cause and affecting self-neglect, affecting, your growth and hindering yourself, which is the active cause of resistance. So, mindset coaching in the description, community link in the description. Peace!